Hello, everybody. It's time to start. And Jen, I think you're the one who wrote me about the tarot class, and I sent you the link to go right into the store. I've got to have a word with Shopify. And I think you were right. It's not opening up right for people to be able to charge. But somebody else was able to order a 6-month reading, so I don't know. So, and if it's not you, Jen Miranda, I'm sorry. I thought it was. But anyway, um, so it's actually today's been a really nice day here. Um, I'd ordered groceries to be delivered this morning, and they were delivered by an absolutely lovely lady who rang the doorbell and then waited till I came to open it up because I have a very sunny porch, and it's going to be a very warm day here. And there were eggs and things in my order, and she was standing at the base of the steps. I live up, you come up some steps to a porch, and then there's another big step that comes into my house. And is the single most awkward step known to mankind, the one that comes in my front door. Thank God they put a pole there you can pull yourself up so I can get in. But anyway, I went out, and if you would really like a reading there, please post your questions in uppercase so I know what I'm reading about. Um, and I only have 5, so there's room once we get to questions. So anyway, I went out and this lovely lady was there, and she said, "Oh, let me help you." And so she came up and she lifted all the groceries up and lifted them up the last big step into my house. She was absolutely charming, and wished me a lovely day. And there I am with my. And she said, "I love your hair." Well, my hair when I get up in the morning is like I look like a little Smurf, one of those little dolls, including the purple hair. And but she was really sweet and just made my day. She could have just. I've had people throw groceries up that didn't even deliver them at the right time, and they sat out there for a while till I noticed they were there. But she was so delightful. So anyway, I wrote the store that did the delivery, and I got her name off my delivery slip, and I said, "This lady deserves all the kudos. She's what we would like to see people do when we're interacting with them on any scale." So she brightened my day so that I'm probably going to be a lot nicer than I would have been otherwise. It's lots of fun. Um, I also today when I was looking for something, just a little quick thing to talk about before we get to questions. It was a really well written essay on simplifying your life and how to look around and see what things you could really do without, and what things we could that we want to keep in our life, and then how to make that the simplest task possible. And I've got the tarot class starting. I'm doing 6-month readings. I'm doing my regular readings. I'm teaching my oracle class. And for people who want to know about how to get in the oracle class, that's the one class I have under membership because I do it every other week at the same time on Saturday. And it's a real interesting group. And if you own the garden and want to know how to read the garden, that's where you need to go. Um, okay. And I just saw a question and I marked it, so I'm easily distracted. But and I've got the tarot class coming up. And I'm getting lining up the readers for the 9 candles, and I was hoping to be able to get the 9 candles here. I ordered them. People ask me, what are the candles going to be this time? This time the candle's going to be whatever you want it to be. And I've had some people who get one tall candle and they light it 9 times because they just don't have a space to have giant candles sitting around. I have a woman who has one of those ones that's run by a battery and she clicks it on and off. And that's perfectly fine. It's acknowledging, the process of ritual is you're acknowledging that you're part of the group doing the things you need to do to move ahead. And I really think at the end of this energy dump the sun's decided to put on us, we could all use a little positive rearranging of ourselves. And but it's really going to be about becoming. What are we becoming? And, I don't like becoming any more than the next person. I just want to be at the destination. I'm the little kid in the back seat of the car going, are we there yet? But anyway, and it's been lovely. I did a reading for a lady. I've been reading her since before COVID. And I have to do it on the phone because she hasn't figured out how to connect to YouTube yet. I didn't think anybody hadn't figured that one out, but she hasn't. She lives in a rural area, so internet may have been late to where she lives. She's a lovely person, and I really enjoyed catching up with her every year. And I'd seen a health problem, and she hadn't seen one, and it ended up she had one. Something had happened in her neck, and her discs in her neck were deteriorating, fragmenting. Anyway, they had to go in, take bone from her hip, put it up, make it into a disc in her neck, and she's still in a neck brace and will be for 6 months. Anyway, so, all right, we're going to go to our questions now that we got. And they got an interesting amount of them. Lori, this kind of was fun. The Austin Film Festival is always an interesting place. If you don't know what it is, it's quite a big one. I used to run a film festival. That's one of the things I did when I was in college. I ran the USA Film Festival. I was there the year we founded it. It was called the Screen Generation Festival the first year. Then it became the USA Film Festival. It's still going on, so it's been there for over 50 years. And it was lots of fun. That's where I met Frank Capra and George, the old director who directed It's a Wonderful Night. And It's a Wonderful Life. And I met all the stars that were in a lot of those old movies from the 30s and the 40s. And it was a lot of fun. So we're going to see about what is Lori's experience going to be at the festival. And that's a good place to go and try to sell that thing. That's where they're at. And I take it you mean progress, not process on my screenplay, Lori. So I'm going to read this as if is Lori going to make progress on her screenplay? Yeah, I think so. Oh, yes. Yes, it's definitely moving forward. It's going to definitely be moving to a different place. The Four of Swords reversed in this case means you're coming out of hiding. You've spent a lot of time working on it. There's a lot of isolated work in working on a screenplay. And I used to write stage plays. I never did a screenplay. But it's the same deal. You're still sitting with a typewriter or a keyboard or something somewhere working on it. And this is you. You're ready to get out and push this item. You've got a lot of energy behind it. And I'm the Queen of Swords, so I can say this about the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords runs around sticking his sword in everybody's bag of bullshit. So you're not going to take crap from anybody. You know what you've got, and you know it's good. You're going to meet some people you can connect with about that. And this is you moving on. And there's been a lot of self-doubt, despair. This is the Bridge of Despair. This is Six of Swords. But look what you've got. You're holding on to your new life. You're moving on with your new project. So I think that looks absolutely marvelous for you, Lori. I'm not going to do a second reading. Let's not screw it up, right? Okay. Brian Beecher. Okay. Brian, I had to shorten your message a little bit because these things only take 200 characters and then they run out of space. But Brian's thing is he got hit by a truck on the passenger side door about 3 months back, put his claim through his insurance and got the repairs done. But now the guy who was insured, in other words, the guy with the truck, his insurance company has pulled their payment. Will I get a settlement? Okay. And when we're done with this, I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me, Brian, and what I had to do to get it settled. But I did get it cleared up and settled. So It can happen. And I'm still with the insurance company I got sent to. Will he get a settlement for this insurance? Okay. I think you're going to have to do what I had to do finally. This is you, and you have no control over this. These people are telling you, we're not giving you your money. It's 6 coins upside down. It's a woman who's been in the middle of all this decision making. I don't know where your insurance company is on that, but I'm going to lay some cards on her to see if it can help. It's just causing you a lot of distress because you've always dealt openly and you paid for your insurance and you expect it to pay. So, yeah, if you go push this woman, you can get it paid through your company. What happened to me was years ago, I had a woman, it was at night, and I was at a stop sign, and she pulled out into the big street ahead of me. And then all of a sudden, she pulled back and she smashed the front of my car. Not all that bad, but enough that you could see somebody had hit it. And then she got out and she was screaming she needed my insurance. I'd run into her and all this stuff. And I went, I don't think I did. Make a long story short, I got home that night and I called my insurance company and I said, there was something very strange about the way this woman behaved. I think you need to watch out for if this claim comes through. So they got my insurance number and all my stuff. And I didn't hear any more about it. I never heard that she made a claim against me or anything else. They did send a guy out to look at my car. And I said, there's nothing we can really do that's going to, change. She just bumped up. You could see where there's a little mark on the bumper, but it wasn't anything grand. Anyway, next time I go to get my insurance renewed, they refused to renew it because I'd had this giant claim made where I had smashed into the back of this woman's car. And she was the only person in the car. Unfortunately, we were right by a car dealership, and the guys ran out when they saw us, arguing in the corner, and they saw that there was only her and me there. There was nobody else in her car, nothing. And she refused to call the police. She refused, and I gave her my insurance. She gave me insurance, which was bad insurance. It was bogus. But my insurance got canceled because I'd had this giant claim made on my thing. She claimed she had 4 passengers in her car, and they all went to this chiropractic clinic. I love chiropractors, Dr. Gill, but this was one of those sort of clinics. And they'd run up this huge bill against my insurance. And I had a fit, and my insurance company said, look, we paid it. All the claims came. And I was like, you never even let me know. So I saw in the newspaper, this is back when we had newspapers, I saw in the newspaper that the Texas State Insurance Commission was coming into town, and they were coming in about redlining. So I went to where the meeting was going to be, and I went up and I talked to someone that was obviously with the insurance thing, and I said, look, this happened to me, and it's robbery. And I've talked to cops, and they said, you have to go work it out with the insurance companies. Insurance is not willing to even talk to you. You need to do something. So they took me over to a table, and they opened a bogus complaint, a thing for me that someone had done something fraudulently on my account. And it opened up a whole can of worms for my insurance company. And they had to come, and the woman showed up with her little tape recorder. Well, I want to record what you're going to say about this. So I pulled out my little recorder and I said, yeah, we're going to record what we say about this. And eventually because what they'd done is the claim was so bad, they put me in the insurance pool, and that's like more than car payments to get your car insurance. So the state board came in and they fixed it, and they wiped that whole thing off my record. They sent me the letter that showed they'd given a big ding to the insurance company I had. And they directed me to the insurance person that I'm still with. And this was over, Susan's 33. This would be 35, 36 years ago. So maybe, Brian, you may have to go through that. But I actually think if you push hard enough on the woman in your agency, she'll get it fixed. I think they're just doing it because, quite honestly, they're lazy. They just don't want to fight with the people. My 17-year-old cat crossed the Rainbow Bridge on Saturday. Is he okay? Was he met by family members on the other side? So what I got out for you was my cat-sized tarot deck. This has all cats on it. It's typical tarot. The imagery matches the Rider-Waite imagery, but it's a fun deck. So, and I actually laid out kind of a longer reading on them when I was checking to see this. And what I saw was your cat was like, if not a rescue, you took it in when maybe other people wouldn't. It had its typical little kitty things, but it's never really had a bad illness. And then this last year, you kind of knew things were sliding away, and he knew it too. He or she, I don't know what. Cats can be either one. Okay, we're going to do 2 readings. We're going to do 3 for he made it across okay, and was he met by our family members on the other side. Yeah, he's happy over there. He's with the 7 of Cups, and it was just time. Did he have some surgery right before it that kind of told you this is the end? He's kind of done. And in this is his claws. He's clawing at this poor little birdie here, but he's okay. And it shows that I think he was sick before he went, and that going there was a relief. Did you have a dog that he'd been raised with part of his life? Because I see him with the dog. And he's over on the other side. He's in heaven. This is the 9 of Pentacles in cat cards. And this is the Hierophant. So he's over, he's made it, he's running the roost. And if he had a dog that he played with when he was a kitten or as an adult cat, there's a dog on the other side that met with him, and he's fine. It all looks real good for him. And it's a tarot deck you can't read. You have to read it right side up because the back of the card, it looks different when you turn it upside down and right side up. So, and if you read the book she sent with it, she doesn't have any reverse interpretations in her deck. Okay. That takes care of Joe. Or Jay, Oliver. I guess I should have said. Okay, message from your guides. I'm going to use this deck. This is another deck that you can only read right side up, because if you look at the back, if you were to reverse that card, it's very obviously reversed. So, and his images also don't reverse well. It's Radley Valentine. So this is a deck. I use this deck if you ever have a reading from me, I lay out 3 cards before we even meet. And these are the cards I use because they're real strong general message and what's going on around you. Everything from your guides. Yeah, something new is right on the horizon for you. You've got the 3 of Gabriel. And actually, I think you're going to have a choice of 1 or 2 different things you can go off and do. That's what they're telling me. But right now, you need to keep your nose to the grindstone and keep following what's going on in your field, and you might want to consider getting some sort of certification you may have put off before now, but now's be the time to get it in there. But your ship's coming in. That's what the 3 of Gabriel's is all about. Be optimistic about plans. They're going to turn out better than you expected. And like I said, you're going to have 2 options. See the 2 unicorns fighting here. That's the equivalent of the 2 of Swords in this deck. And it's going to be a head and a heart fight. There's going to be one of the options that's coming up for you is going to clearly appeal to your heart, and the other one's to your head. And I think your guides are telling you to use the skills you have, but to pick the part of what you want to do that you really like doing. Okay. Francine, will my son ever stop hating me? Well, okay. I looked at this one long and hard this morning, and I'm going to lay out 5 cards. And my question is, when are you going to let yourself go? When are you going to let go of this to protect yourself? And I can't, one of the reasons I won't read about your son is he didn't ask me. And I realize it affects you, but what most affects you is, will you let go of it so you can move on? Because hate is like fear. It just traps us in one place. And I'm going to see about you getting out of being in this cycle within yourself. And I hope that doesn't disturb you. And you say, she's rewriting my question. Well, I have to answer it, and I don't. Okay, yeah, it says exactly what I thought it was going to say. This is, you're better about it than you used to be, but it still tears you up, and you're still in a dilemma. You can't figure out which way you want to go with it. It's him. It's inside him, and you cannot change that. And when I laid some cards on this earlier to see if I even wanted to put it in the mix of questions because of the nature of it, he was taught to hate by his father or some male figure, and that has nothing to do with you. So you just have to, as soon as you let it go and he realizes he can't tie you up in knots anymore, I think things will change. This shows you right now you're meeting some new people, you're going into a new world. It's really going to be okay for you. You're never going to be comfortable in your own home and your own skin while you know this is going on out there. So you need to let it go. The 10 of Wands is, you've built up all this energy, and the 10 of Wands is, it's the guy that's normally carrying the wands. In some decks, they're just spread out in front of him. He's just let them go. That's really what the 10 of Wands means. The 10s mean let it go, move on to the new cycle. That will turn how you feel about yourself within your own home. And you'd be surprised once your energy shifts how fast his can shift. But you don't change your energy to make him shift. You change your energy so that you can enjoy the people that are around you now. And I hope that helps. Blessings. Now let me go. Okay, now I got to go see who's asked questions. Okay. Got a lot of questions, guys. So I'm going in. I just saw something from Brian who says that when he was in the accident, it was a busy time of the day and the police didn't come out and record the accident. I never had the police come out and record mine either. I don't know what the laws are. I don't know what state you're in. I would go back to my insurance company and say, he hit the truck. You get whatever statement you can from your mechanics and work on it. So let's see. Okay. Let's see. I've marked all the ones I could see that were in caps. Carl, if you don't put it in caps, I can't read it. You didn't put it in caps. That I saw. I request to look at the current energies that I have to work with now, okay? Let's see. Get that. I'm asking if they're going to be positive. If the way you're looking at the energies around you now is going to be positive, Mary. And I don't know how you work with energy, which would help if I knew you were reading or penduluming or whatever. Oh, you're feeling trapped. And you want to be free. You want to make your own decisions. You're allowing whatever's happening around you to make you feel trapped. And the thing about the Eight of Swords is we put every one of those swords in the snow. So it's what you need to do about the current energies that are around you now is look for the good ones and use them to release yourself from all this. You tied to the energies in the wrong way before and you're frightened of them. And you have the Fool reversed, which means you don't feel like you have a choice. But your out card is you have a great choice. I'm going to see what we can do about turning the Fool around. Accept your own power and accept it with love and don't be afraid of it. You've got a lot of fear running here. That's what's causing this. And that's not the energy around you that's doing that. Fear comes from inside of us. Fear is a human-based energy. So, and you've got a lot of love. You've got a lot of spiritual gifts to share. Mary, you need to focus on looking at them positively and not worrying about, am I going to hurt somebody or am I going to do this? Just do what you can with it and trust your own energies. You don't trust, you had a Magician reversed. You don't trust your own instincts. And that's what you kind of have to do. Somebody had a lovely morning walker, offer help bringing in her big trash bin. See, it's been a good day today when you're out there trying to do something with it. Okay. Can I get a general reading? Juanita had another post above this that says she just wants to find a volcano to throw all her crap in. So we'll see what Spirit thinks about what's going on. We're going to do a general reading around Juanita. Hi, Angla. You can take your Northern Lights back now. And I know they're not yours, and it's not Finland's. But, you guys have more to do with them than we do. Generating. Yeah, I can see why you'd feel that way. But it's getting better. You're coming out. You're going to come out of this so whole. Your general reading is showing such positivity coming towards you. You just have to let the grief go. I think that's kind of what I've been seeing in a lot of readings and a lot of questions I've been getting in the personal readings I've been doing for people. They just have to finally say, the grief's got to get out of here. I can't let it run me anymore. And that may be what the fire from the sky is burning out of us, is it's making us so uncomfortable. We don't want to live in our own skins anymore. So we're willing to make the choices to make living in our own skin a better option. Even when it's really bad around you, I don't think other people appear to feel that it's very bad, but you feel spiritually very out of place. And that you could work on with just, I saw a quote today. When you run up to something and you think something negative about it, you put a comma and then the word yet on the end. So it's like, I can't ever make this particular thing work. And then you put a comma and yet. And it changes the whole way your body reacts to the statement. So do a little more self-discipline and looking at what's going on around you. You are letting go of a lot of stuff. And I hope you found that volcano. That sounds like a much faster way to get rid of it. But best we can do is what we got. Okay. What's Lyra need to do for her spiritual health? I answered that for you yesterday, Lyra. I think. Message for Lyra's spiritual health. Okay, you're letting go of a lot of negative male energy that helped form you, that made you feel like you were not good enough, like you could never earn enough to take care of yourself. And that's been setting you clearly out of balance. But something in the next 2 weeks is going to clear that up for you. And so when you get when you get those negative statements in your head, I've often said to people that the things that were programmed in us, the negativity we carry about ourselves, if anybody else came up and said some of that stuff to us, we'd slap them. But we take it because it's been so internalized. In your case, it's from two male figures that made you feel very, very small. That's weaning away. You're beginning to understand your own value. You're not there yet. You're still trying to balance it. But boy, something's coming the next 2 weeks, girl. And it's just going to help get rid of a lot of that negativity. One of the things when I get a really negative statement like, what makes you think you can do that? I listen to the voice and I try to hear whose voice is saying that to me. And and that works for me. Let's see. Okay. Carl, you did put it in caps. I'm sorry. Well, I get the payment this week from my friend who owes it to me or from a job. I'm relying to get the call. Okay. Well, we got two of them, so we're gonna do your friend first and then the job thing. They don't want to shuffle. And don't worry about that, Carl. That happens to me all the time. I've got another deck here. This one always shuffles. This deck is so old it doesn't know how to not shuffle. This deck's probably 40 years old. See, it's shuffling. The other one was sticking together. Okay. The first line is the payment from your friend. And the second line is the job thing. Money from your friend. He's going to come up with another excuse. Job call. Job call looks better. I think this woman's going to talk to you. You got a bunch of knights in here, though. You've got 2 knights in this whole reading. Knights are always about movement, about change. But this shows your out card is, you're going to get to keep your home. This guy is, I'm going to look at him because this lady's doing her best. She's working on it right now. This guy. Always an excuse. Always an excuse. And he's trying to put you off till summer. So let me see that. You got another night. And he knows how important this is to you. Let's see about what's going on. What I see with him is he thinks, I think I'm going to pull out one card, just one. I think if you press him, you can get the money. He's got the money. Let's see. Should he press the phone? I think if you just passively wait, that's what that guy relies on. I think if he's face down, he'll have the money. But let me make sure I'm doing one card pull on that. Will he have the money? Yes. You just have to show him your strength. He's been able to BS you so long, and he sort of thinks, he'll be able to work his way around about Sunday. You need to call him. I'd do it today. and tell him no more excuses. You helped him. He needs to help you. And I think when you're that direct with them, it'll make a difference. But okay. Prince Charming's mom. It'll be personal year of 8, universal year of 8. Okay. Let's see if Prince Charming's mom's finances are going to grow and improve in the next 6 months. Yes. Yes. They're all great signs. It's been a battle going on around you, but you managed to get past it. And you just have to it's not going to be like a sunshine move. It's going to be like a moon move. It's going to be emotional for you, but you're going to make it. Be careful when you get the money and and what you do with it. But I see that it's going to come from a younger person who's going to help you. And this is you in the middle. I know, Prince Charming's mom. You're in the middle, and you're ready for it. You're ready for it. So it looks good. Yay! Money. Always helpful. Not always. Sometimes it gets in the way. Thank you too, Lori, for being here. Okay. So, looking for a job. Melody's looking for a job. Is Melody going to get the job she really wants? Or let's just do getting a job, and we'll see if the cards tell us how much you're going to like it. Okay. This is what I was feeling. You're going to get a job, but it's not going to be the job you really want. When you get in there, you're going to find out it's not what they say it is, but it's okay. It's a respite. It's a job. It's employment. You're going to be able to make the most of it. And it may actually open up a chance for you to get some more training that will help you move to the next job. So you're going to get a job, but it's like I've told my friends before, don't unpack your bags too quickly. It does get you out of the doldrums you've been in, and it gets you back in the employment market. And that's the good part, Melody. And it may even be, I think, at first you're going to think it's a great idea. Then you're going to get in there and find out that there's just problems within the organization. I've had those jobs. I'm a bad employee. When I go to a new job, all I think, I get depressed because I knew the old job and now I have to learn all this. Vernie, my path is clear now. I feel like I've passed through a portal. Spent 6 days in a hospital. That's a portal that got me off the streets, but I feel optimistic and hopeful. Thank you. Oh, is my path clear now? Okay. Okay, is Vernie's path clear now? These are telling me they don't want me to use these cards either. Okay. Which cards we gonna use? Oh, I love these cards. They're very minimalist cards. It's called Mystic Monday. It's lovely images. Very very minimalist, and you may not see all the images. I'll try to explain them to you. And they're really stiff. And I am not one of those dealers that can do that hand thing. I can't do that. It doesn't work for me. They end up all over my floor. Yeah, this looks good, girl. It really looks good. You've got the 5 of Cups reversed. You know, that's the one where the guy's standing there and there's 3 full cups and 3 empty cups and 2 full cups. Yeah, that means you're past that trial. It's justice. There's a lot of balance happening in your life. And you've got 2 fairness cards. You got the Ace of Swords and the Justice card right next to each other. So those look really good. You got the 8 of Pentacles reversed. What you need to do to get money is not altogether clear to you yet, but it's coming around. And it's going to be better in the Ace of Cups. I think this summer is going to be, Ace of Cups to me is the summer. This is the fall. I think by fall you're going to be completely set. There's still a few little things going to happen this summer, but it's going to be better than you think. Let's see. Okay, here's the further adventure of Brian Beechers. The driver called the police for me, but they were too busy to come out. It was his insurance that denied the payment. What they can do is if the guy called the police and wanted to have a statement done about it, they can see if he's going to be an honest guy. He may be. I have a feeling you just need to poke your insurance company harder. They're not working hard enough for you, and we certainly pay them enough that they should work harder for us. Happy birthday to everyone that's in May. Let's see. Today is Scott Allen's birthday, so if you want to hop over to his community page and say happy birthday to him. I'm looking. Mary's feeling a little downhearted, but she'll be, yeah, it's in the air. Trust me, it's in the photons. The disappointment. I spent an hour with another reader last night. 2. I actually spent an hour with one and 20 minutes with the other. We're all talking about how everybody thought, the worst was Mercury retrograde. We found something worse. Big dumps from the sun. Okay. Evelyn, you didn't put it in bold. That's how I pick them out. So what you guys have to say to me. I would love to know what my guys have to say to me. I ask, but it's important for you to know. I'll tell you what they're willing to tell me. And, sometimes your guides tell me to tell you to listen harder, that you shouldn't have to. Not that we don't love reading people, but let's see what yours have to say. What's going on around Evelyn? I don't know if you saw the show I did yesterday with Terry, but if I saw the 6 of Wands one more time, I was going to scream. I laid it out. I must have had 6 readings, and it's a deck I can shuffle really, really well. We saw it all day. And then finally, it was always on this side. Finally, the last one, it was on that side at least. You're getting what you wish for. You're not listening to them. Your in card is the 9 of Cups, so you should be hearing what you need to hear. The devil's out of the way. So whatever sort of blocks you from normally hearing well, and look what's screwed up in the devil, their ear's not hearing well. Um, the high priestess, you're just not listening to your guides, and they're telling you that things can be the empress if you loosen up, and you're not looking at what's coming in towards you. This is the Three of Wands. That's your ships coming in and stuff. It's important for you today. You have control over these cards. These are how these cards should have been laid out for you. And it's because you're not listening. That's the high priestess balancing the word and the energy. So you need to open your heart and tell the guides you really want to listen to them, and you're not going to block them out this time, because they want to talk to you. They want to tell you good things. You just don't. You don't trust your own instincts, your own intuition. Not an listen. I wake up mornings and I'm like, what if it doesn't work today? What if I can't do what I do? Something happened to you with my daughter. Okay, well, you gotta have to let it play out. That's all I can tell you. I don't have a big sinking feeling. I just think it's a challenge she needs to learn to live with. Okay, Carol Hess says, okay, he's going to go do that stuff. Okay. This is Evelyn. I want to know. Okay, we just read you, and maybe you don't need to know what's going on with your daughter. Maybe she needs to do that on her own. Let me see. Some volcanoes are sensitive to stuff being tossed into them. So dream your desired action. I think she's telling you to not mess with with volcanoes. I did today, however, run into these guys that wear these like jetpacks and wings. And one of the little videos I watched today while I was distracting myself was they flew through London Bridge. I mean, this we can add to the list of things Nancy Jean would never do. First of all, I'd look like a little overstuffed sausage in the suits they wear, and I am vain. But secondly, I don't like bridges. I grew up around bridges. They stop your lives. They go over rivers. Rivers remind you they're floods. If you want to get into negative thinking someday, just give me a call. We can start. Okay. Mary Lair, thanks for the reading. How's your mom doing in heaven? Okay. I have, if I can put my hands on it. Where is my neck? Hold for a second. I have a deck that has to do. Okay, I found one of them. I've been pulling my decks out and blessing them, so nothing's what it's supposed to be. But I have the Von Prague deck about life on the other side, but I don't have it out. So, where I should be able to see it over there. It's not where it should be. Which means I've had it out and blessing it. So, we're gonna look at how your mom's doing in heaven with these. 1 second. I think I may know where I threw it. Nope, I didn't. Okay. How's Mom doing? She's gained so much wisdom since she's there, and she really likes the people she's surrounded by. In her next reincarnation, I think she's going to come into Asia, and she's telling you to have trust and faith, that those are the things that she's learned. Apparently, she feels like she gave you some mixed messages about trusting people, and she doesn't want you to live with that anymore. She wants you to move on. No. I was thinking about what her brothers and her father said to her. Yeah, those little tweaky bastards. Well, mine were. I should not speak for your family. But like tends to draw like, so. Okay. Will my 93-year-old cousin, who survived the Paradise Fire, be able to sell her house in Colorado? It's been on the market forever. It's a tough time. Interest rates are not doing anybody a favor, but the interest rates are high. I was talking to someone yesterday about an analysis on that, and some people are going to blame Biden for it, but it's really the international economy is the reason the interest rates are high, and their interest rates out there affect ours. A 93-year-old cousin can survive Paradise Fire, sell her house. Oh, by the way, if you have not become a subscriber, please do, because I quit begging for it for a while and my numbers stayed the same. Now they've grown again, and I'd like people who watch my show to choose to subscribe. Will she be able to sell her home? It's breaking her heart. She wants too much money. I think, she's going to be able to move on. She's just not going to get anywhere near the money she thinks it's worth. And at 93, you figure every dime is the dime you're ever going to get. But it's breaking her heart to not be able to do better. She can't. This is the 9 of Cups reversed. She's not going to get what she wants. That's the 8 of Cups, and that's the I'm out of here card. And at the conclusion of it is she's always going to felt like I should have sold it years before or whatever. But she's just in a terrible market. But she'll be able to sell it. She's just going to have to come down on her expectations. I'm slowly. Oh, he gets to keep his new place. Good. Okay. Are blessings coming my way? Are blessings coming? Flower, beauty, peacock, rainbow. You got all of the things in there that ought to make something pretty happen. All you're missing is my dragonflies. What blessings are coming my way? A lot of balancing's happening in your life. You've got a lot of 5s. You've got 2 5s on here. And that's sort of a mock fight that's been going on. It's going away. A younger person who's important to you is going to come back and be more sensible. you're in a really good position to deal with people, so you're happy. But you tend to do look at glasses as half empty instead of half full. That would help that would help you see the blessings that you're not seeing. But something is about to be handed to you again, another opportunity. Maybe when you're passed up, but you're going to be able to take it this time and it's going to be fruitful. These are great cards. They're all things you're moving into, except this one, which is um, you have some really strong relationships around you, which is always a blessing. You're welcome, Prince Charming's mom. Evelyn is wishing everyone a happy day. Yes, I hope we all have one. It's going to be very warm here today. And okay. Evelyn works with the animals. I think that's wonderful because so many people don't. I had to go to YouTube and say, quit sending me those cat videos. Okay, what blessings? That the fights you've been going through are going away, that you have strong friends around you, and you're about to have one more thing come to you. So keep your eyes open. Okay, quick bear. I hope your mom liked contemporary things because you're going to use a contemporary deck. One more quick bear. She wants you to have the world. She wants you to create a world with more friends and to be more open with people. She doesn't think you need to move on. She sees you, quick bear. I don't know if you're male or female, but she sees you as Princess of Wands, someone who can make everything happen. Most of all, she wants you to forgive her for not being able to love you as much as she wanted to. She had other things that got in the way. And that's what she thinks. She looks down on you now and she's like, you don't make friends as easily as you should. And she blames herself for that. And so go make some friends so she won't feel so bad. So, but her message to you is for you to not give up and not feel like you always have to move on. Like you don't stay in a place long enough to finish the relationships you start. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of what those last three cards mean. But she feels like she built a really strong person in you, and she'd like to see you fulfill all that. Okay, before we started today, I pulled a card for us, and I got the Hummingbird Spirit for all of us, and it's just a wonderful card. This is from Denise Lynn's Sacred Forest deck. Oh, well, Vicki, I know you had shots, so you're going to be okay. Vicki has COVID. I'm glad this is not a live meeting. In the sacred forest, hummingbirds have incredibly beautiful auras. A shimmering, sparkling frequency surrounds them. With every flower they dip into, the colors of their aura, their frequency, and their energy shifts. They collect all the energy of the flowers. Um, and if when a hummingbird hovers in front of you, don't be afraid of it. Look at it and understand the vibrations of their wings are humming out the universal Om. And what the hummingbird's about, it's about hummingbird spirit is joy. And joy is a way that we replenish ourselves. True happiness comes from following the dictates of our own soul. Life change. Be open to the change and look for joy in the moment. Find your boundaries and stand there strong. Discover your own joy. That's really what this whole becoming shift is about, is discovering our own joy. So with that, I leave you with that. Okay, and I am going to go say goodbye to your face. Switch my cameras. This is StreamYard is a far more difficult, far more difficult thing to shift cameras on. But anyway, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. I hope you got a lot out of it. I did. Now I have to go work on rounding up some readers for the 9 candles and getting all that up and going. So, Vicki, I'll light a candle for you today. Hope you get better. Anyway, everybody take care. Bye-bye.